Welcome to the Gridiron Roundup with your host, Randy Silver. Today we have your college football Week 6 review. Storylines, scores, game review, Heisman Watch, standings, and more. Week 6 was a doozy, y'all. I mean, the Oklahoma-Texas game came down the wire. USC, Arizona went to triple overtime. Miami lost because they didn't take a knee. LSU won in a shootout. Notre Dame went down to Louisville. So much to go over for you, so let's just dive straight into it. Let's start with the new AP and coaches poll that literally just came out. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, Oklahoma are your AP top 25. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, and Penn State are your top 5 in the AFC coaches poll. In the AP top 25, Georgia last week had around 38 votes for first place. Now they have 50. So they went up. In the coaches poll, Georgia got 61 votes, Ohio State 2, Washington 1, while Washington didn't get a vote in the AP top 25. To round out your top 10, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, USC. For the AP poll, for the coaches poll, Washington, Oklahoma, Oregon, USC, Alabama. So you can see basically the same teams in the top 10. You just have Texas, Alabama switched in one poll and the other. When we scroll down the rest, you can see 12 through 25 for AP. North Carolina, Ole Miss, Louisville, Oregon State, Utah, Duke, UCLA, Washington State, Tennis, Notre Dame, LSU, Kansas, Kentucky, and Miami. Biggest winner in that, Louisville moved up 11 after that win over Notre Dame. Notre Dame, how did they do? They moved down 11. Ouch. 11 for 11. Miami moved down 8 when they should have won and stayed, if not gone up. Washington State lost first game of the season. They went down 6. In the coaches poll, let me see if I can zoom out a little bit so we can take a look at it. Here you go. Notre Dame went down 10 instead of 11. Louisville went up 10. So crazy how that stayed the same there. Kansas went to the rankings. UCLA went to the rankings after not being ranked last week. So dropping the rankings was Missouri and Fresno State in the AP poll, and Miami and Fresno State in the coaches poll. Then you can see other teams receiving votes. Missouri, Wyoming from the AP poll, Miami and Wyoming. Maybe someone should start a school called Miami. Miami and Wyoming got votes there, other teams as well. So looks like we're seeing the teams shake out. People with one losses are in the, say, sub-15s. If you have a one loss against a pretty good team, you can be top 10. And then the teams in that 10 are all undefeated for the AP poll besides Texas. In the coaches poll, all the teams are undefeated in the top 10 besides Alabama. Alabama lost to Texas, so technically shouldn't Texas be better than them? Who knows? It will all shake itself out when we get more in the conference games. But this is your AP top 25 and AFC coaches poll for week 7. Weekly leaders, let's just take a look. Passing leaders, E.J. Warner, QB from Temple, had 472 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a 151 rating, which is basically the best you can do. 65 pass attempts. Get that guy some ice on his shoulder. He's going to need it. Drake May from UNC, 442 yards, and then Brady Cook, top 3 with 411 yards. Rushing leaders, Ontario Brown, not Antonio Brown, Ontario Brown from NIU, 280 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. What a day by him. 13 carries, 280 yards. Do that math. He basically averaged 20, that's 26, 2. He averaged 21 yards a carry. Whew, whew. That means he had some long runs. Kamani Vidal, running back from Troy, 2nd, and Trey Benson from FSU was 3rd, 245 and 200. They all broke 200 yards. Nice weekends by them. Receiving leaders, Malachi Corley, Western Kentucky University, 207 yards. Jermaine Burden, 197 yards. And Aaron McAllister, 170 yards. Alabama and Boise from those final 2. And then in 4th, Marvin Harrison Jr., who people project to be the top pick in the draft next season coming out of the wide receiver spot. So those are your weekly leaders. Let's take a look at the season leaders for you. Shedeur Sanders retook the lead for passing yards. Penix Jr. was top, and here he is at 2,020 yards. Defensive leaders, Jason Henderson has 93 total tackles. Rushing leader, the guy we just talked about, Kamani Vidal, 835 rushing yards in the season. Sack leader, Mohamed Kamru, with 9.5 sacks in the season. And then receiving leaders, Luther Burden from Miz, 793 yards. Carden Johnson, 4 interceptions, with a bunch of other people on the board. What about Heisman Watch? Let's take a quick look at the rankings based off of USA Today. Number 10, Penn State QB Drew Allar. And North Carolina QB Drake May, both plus 400 odds. Number 9, Washington State QB Cam Ward. And Ohio State QB Kyle McCord. Michigan QB J.J. McCarthy. Number 8, Miami, Florida QB Tyler Van Dyke, plus 3,300 odds. Went up a little bit. Oklahoma QB Dylan Gabriel, plus 200 after that fantastic win. We'll see how he does in this Texas win after, if he can keep it up. LSU QB Jaden Daniels comes in at 6th. Notre Dame QB Sam Hartman is 5th. Probably will not win. He's having a good season. They have 2 losses. You know, Heisman people get their team over the top. Not saying it's his fault, but tough to come back and win those. Florida State QB Jordan Travis in 4th. 3rd, Oregon QB Bo Nix. This will shake out with Shedeur. I mean, he already beat Shedeur, so he should be ahead of him. When Caleb Williams plays Oregon, this will shake itself out. When Oregon plays Washington and they play Penix Jr., that will shake itself out. Texas QB Quinn Ellers with the loss to Ohio State, with the loss to Oklahoma. Probably out of this one, but we'll see how the season goes. And then we have right here, number 1, Caleb Williams, QB USC, QB Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. Again, this will shake itself out when these teams play each other, and we'll see who gets the best of each other. It looked like it could be a Pac-12 QB winning it for the first time in quite a while. Top 25 scoreboards, and then we're going to dive into some games, and we also have some stats for you, and we have some Twitter for you as well to show you some of the highlights. Georgia, rout Kentucky. First real big test this season, you could say. Top 25 appointment. 14-0 after one. 34-7 at half, and this never looked back. Big win for them. Michigan beats Minnesota 52-10. Ouch. Oklahoma beats Texas. We're going to key this game in the last 20 seconds. Red River rivalry lived up to the name, and it was a fun game. If you woke up early for that, you were worth it. It was worth it. Ohio State 37-17 over Maryland. Florida State 39-17 over Virginia Tech. USC went in triple overtime. We're going to key this game. We have a highlight for you of how he even got the overtime. It was wild. One of those dough moments of the year. 43-41, USC beat Arizona. And look at that. Arizona was up 17-14 at half. Arizona was up 17-0 at one point. And USC clawed back to get the victory. Big win there. But if they have to do it against Arizona, good luck against Oregon and Washington. Louisville beat Notre Dame 33-20. Big win for Louisville right here, helping break the streak in the ACC of Notre Dame having 30 unbeaten regular season game wins against ACC teams. Louisville come in, are undefeated. Best team so far they've had since Lamar Jackson won the Heisman Trophy that year. Alabama beat Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher's career at A&M on the outs. It could be. Will he get paid if he gets fired? You know he will. Like $70-80 million severance type of package. It pays to be a football coach. Legit pays. UCLA beat Washington State 25-17. North Carolina 40-7 over Syracuse. Oregon State 52-40. Ole Miss 27-20 Arkansas. Miami lose to Georgia Tech, and we're going to key this game for you. 23-20. Unbelievable ending. Miami could have taken the knee to win the game, and they fumbled the bag. Legit, they fumbled the ball. Georgia Tech got it with like 4 seconds to go and drove down and scored the game-winning touchdown. LSU beat Missouri in the big SEC match. We're going to show these rankings here. And then Fresno State lose to Wyoming. They're out. Wyoming 5-1. Good for them. And now they've controlled the Mountain West. But as we said, Oklahoma won in the Red River rivalry, 34-30. You can see the stats right here. Scoring plays. This is what I want to key on for you. When we go down, Oklahoma scored with 15 seconds left to win the game. How did they do this? We talked about in the preview. What would win, offense or defense? Look at these total yards. Offense won, back and forth, back and forth. Let's show you that play really quick. So this is the play that won the game and won it all. Touchdown. 33-30. They kicked the extra point, make it 34-30. And Oklahoma go on to win the Red River rivalry. They are undefeated. 6-0, 3-0 conference. Texas gets their first loss in the season. Arizona come in and lose to USC. It looked like they were going to leave LA with a win, go back to Arizona happy. Caleb Williams had a solid game, 14 for 25, 209 yards, 1 touchdown. Passing, he did more on his feet. There were multiple third downs. He scrambled, made plays for his team. Those stats aren't as godly as he's had in other seasons or other games as well, but destroyed them. Arizona could not stop him. And you have to give it up to Fafita, Arizona QB, 303 yards, passing, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, just a beast mode. And we look here, the game went to overtime, and then Caleb Williams scored on a 2-point conversion to win it. How did the game get to overtime? It's this play right here. So we're going to show it to you. UC setting up for the game-winning field goal. They drove on the field to make it happen. All's looking squared away. On the field goal. Okay, let's just kick it out. Everyone go home. High snap. Kicker had to replant himself. And boink! Does not go anywhere. Ouch. Let's replay it one more time for you. So let's do slow motion. It's a high snap. He's got to go up and get it. Kicker's got to restart his kick. Boom. Double kick. Block. And game goes overtime. USC able to pull out the victory. Also, a fun thing as well, if we type in USC on Twitter, if you're a Will Ferrell fan, you may know that he went to USC and he showed up at a frat party, DJing that frat party during. Look at that. I would love Will Ferrell to DJ my event. Notre Dame Irish lose to Louisville 33-20. Just wanted to show you this as well because it's a big game. Notre Dame's second loss in the season. They had a heartbreaking loss earlier in the season, Ohio State. This basically takes away any national championship hopes that they had. And we talked about they went down 11 in the rankings, while Louisville moved up in 11 in the rankings. They're now 3-0 at home, 6-0 on the season. Good for them. And lastly, we have to show this. Georgia Tech beat Miami. Georgia Tech come back and win this game. Look at this. The probability of Miami to win was 97% with 33 seconds to go. All they had to do was take a knee. And legit, word to say, take a knee. They had Georgia Tech with no timeouts. All they needed was take a knee. It was under 40 seconds. The game was over. They chose to run the ball. They fumbled it. And Georgia Tech went down and scored. And that's how you get this. So let's show you what happened.
Has it with 26 seconds.
So you can see right here. Cool. It's under 4 seconds. All you got to do is take a knee. It goes to 4th down. It doesn't matter. Game's over. Whatever reason, they chose not to take a knee. They rush. Georgia Tech is able to strip the ball right there. Clear strip. Georgia Tech gets the ball. Georgia Tech now. Next play. Goes. Passes it. Guy tries to undercut it. Doesn't get there. Miami is on the ropes now. Georgia Tech, next play, scramble play. Man's open in the back. Touchdown. Fans throwing a water ball on the field. The whole crowd was stunned. Look at that. Fans are not happy. Georgia Tech did not deserve to win that game. Miami should have just took the knee and it's over. They did not do that. Georgia Tech won the game. Miami deserved that loss because of it. Here's the rest of the schedules and scores just for you to see. We're going to quickly scroll through so you can see some of your favorite teams if they're not in the top 25 or teams in your conference to see where they're at. There you go. And then finally, of course, let's show you the standings. AAC, Memphis is 1-0 in conference, 4-1 the season at the top. There's the whole teams. We talked about the ACC. Louisville is at the top at 3-0, tied with Florida State. They will play each other, and this will shake itself out. I think they're playing each other. Let's just double check that. I don't want to give you guys false information. Let's get to the schedule. No, they're not scheduled to play. So if they play, they'll play in the ACC championship. Big 12 Conference, Oklahoma now has the lead at 3-0. West Virginia is 2-0. Oklahoma 6-0 in the season. Good for them. They have the advantage. Top two go ahead there. Big 10, Michigan and Penn State, Ohio State are going to be battling it out when these play to see who will come from the East. West looks like it's going to be either Wisconsin or Iowa. Most likely Wisconsin. Conference USA, Liberty's in first with 3-0. FBS Independence is right here. Mid-American Conference, Miami, Ohio is 2-0 in conference, while Toledo Rockets is 2-0. Both teams are 5-1 this season. Mountain West, Air Force is still leading from the front. Only giving up 51 points on the season, which is pretty good. The other teams in that conference have given up a lot less, which is interesting. Oh, that's just in conference play, excuse me. They're 3-0, while overall they're 5-0, and Wyoming's right there at 5-1. Pac-12, USC's 4-0 in conference, 6-0 in the season. Oregon and Washington are right there. Again, this is going to shake itself out when these teams start to play each other. And this will maybe goodbye the Pac-12 final in-conference games for football. SEC, with that win over Kentucky, Georgia is now leading from the front, 3-0, 6-0 in the season. Expect them to move through pretty easy the rest of the SEC conference. And Alabama is in front at 3-0 in conference. LSU is 3-1. Ole Miss is 2-1. So this will be fun to see how this shakes out. You have Sun Belt Conference. James Madison's 2-0 in conference, 5-0 in the season. Troy's 2-1 and 4-2. And that is that. That is your college football Week 6 review. Come back here. We put out preview shows on Thursdays to look at the week ahead. And then we do on Sundays the recap shows. Let me know your thoughts on how your favorite team, player, conference did. My name is Randy Silver for Randy Silver TV. This is the Gridiron Roundup. Please like and subscribe and stay with us for all the different sports roundup we have. Group Roundup, MMA Roundup, Football Roundup, European Football Roundup, and so much more. Thank you for watching. See you all next week. Out.